Good afternoon and welcome to Invictus Porsche. So this particular Cayman S is actually fitted with the manual gearbox, making it a real driver focused car, and also something that is fairly rare to find these days, being the manual. On the front end then, where we often get the stone chips, bits and pieces, as we always say about these, this particular one is looking extremely nice and fresh. There is a little bit of internal cracking and sort of glazing of the headlights, which is fairly common. However, they're not clouding or milking over at all. Moving round to the side then, we've got a really nice Cayman S wheels, and with the really bright red calipers coming through with the white Porsche writing. No particular scuffs or scratches on there. There's one small mark here on the near side tyre. Again, down the flank as well, all extremely nice and tidy. This particular one, being the guards red with the black leather interior, is a real classic and a lovely combination, I think. Moving through then, this rear tyre again with the Pirelli P0s on. Great tyres on these cars, and that actual alloy and caliper is in great condition. Service history on this car is fantastic. It's 3 owners from new. It's been serviced in the specialists and its main Porsche dealers, all the way up to its 42,000 that you see on it now. So again, not particularly high mileage for this particular type of car. And the great thing about this one is it's also just had its cam belt service, or its drive belt service. So that's been redone, fluid changes, the brake fluid changes, and all the correct services for the mileage and the age that it has. Back of the vehicle, beautiful, nice twin pipes. I love these particular headlights in this model, with the S as the nice little sort of ducktail on there. Draws in really nicely, particularly clean at the back end here. We'll go round and have a look at the interior, but we'll just talk to you about this side. The tyres and the wheels are in the same condition as the other ones on the other side. So if I just draw your attention to the inside. So first things first that you notice is the black interior. For my personal preferences, I do like a black or red car with a black interior. That's the main thing that we're obviously focused on in this particular one, that it has that manual gearbox. Really nice the way it's positioned, and it sits up there ergonomically. It just fits perfectly. Rest of the interior then, it's got the full leather dash, all the stitching in black as well. Bolsters on all of these seats are in really good condition. Driver's side often goes, of course, as you're getting into a low car. Even the gear knob is not overly worn through. Has the sat nav, the maps, it's Apple CarPlay compatible, all the bits and pieces that you'd expect, with the sport setting, the spoilers setting, and this lovely steering wheel with some of the functions on it. But the main thing about this is it's purely a driver's car. It's a manual, so we'll go out and have a little drive in it. So taking out the Guards Red Cayman in a manual. It is nice to drive a manual. It has been a while since I've driven anything than a very small engine manual car, and it does just give you that extra bit of driving focus, which something like this is, of course, all about. Everything that you'd expect to have. Again, as I said, it had the Apple CarPlay and all the other features, all the modern comforts and bits and pieces you need. It's nice and tight, sounds good, goes good. That gear stick is exactly the right height and exactly where you need it. Your hand hardly has to come off the steering wheel. Clutch isn't too high. Again, being driver focused, and multiple positions on the rake and the length of the steering wheel that's adjustable for you. The seats are manual for back and forward, up and down. However, they are electric for the rear tilt. On these wheels and tyres, the car's not particularly harsh over the bumps. I'll just get it back in here and go on a slightly longer run. Put it into sports mode, or put it into sport, should I say. You can already hear that opening up the valves on the exhaust. There we go. 4th gear, just cruising along. Put your foot down and it picks up. That turbo's lovely. Not a massive engine, doesn't need to be. It's putting out sort of, I think it's about 360 odd brake horsepower. Everything you need in a nice lightweight car like this. It's a Porsche at the end of the day. Steering is lovely, handling flows through those corners. Yeah, I enjoy these cars just as much as I enjoy a 911, to be honest with you. Yeah, and with it being manual, you can do it when you want to do it. Into 3rd gear, we go through the tunnel. Lovely. Oh, a little bit of a pop. Oh, that is a lot of fun. That is a great engine. Through the water, nice and stable, still steady, even though wet bit of road. Not going crazy, within the speed limit. Fourth gear, 50 miles an hour, into sixth. Nice and quiet, nice and sensible. You can imagine doing a long run quite happily on the motorway, and also pulling out and overtaking anything you need to. Probably staying in sixth gear, to be honest with you, but just pop it through the gearbox. Yeah, come off that clutch. Let's slow down a bit for the 40, but if you haven't got the turbo wound up, it's only a 2.5 litre engine in petrol. Not going to be too thirsty, be fairly economical, fairly good, ULEZ compliant, and it's nice just to look over that bonnet and actually see that red on the haunches. It is quite a striking colour, fairly unusual really, but with the black interior, it's nice and dark in the cabin, nice and light outside. If you're in the market for one of these, please come along, have a look at the website, come along to the showroom, chat to the guys, have a look at the service history, look through the books, and this is a very nice example if this is the kind of car that you are looking for. There's a sense of occasion of getting into it. Turn off the sports, it's not too obnoxious like we were saying in the other one that we were driving earlier, and you could use it no problem as an everyday car, and you know, press your buttons and take it out somewhere nice on some nice country roads at the weekend, and you get the best of both worlds with it. 42,000 miles, nothing for a car of this age. It's not done all of its miles at all. Again, we're coming on the worst bit of the drive back along the bad track to the showroom, and it's not overly squeaking or rattling or got anything. It's nice and tight, this car. Thank you to the man with the dog. Lovely. Well, I've enjoyed driving that manual. It's been a while since I've driven anything with any sort of power in a manual. Probably setting off straight away in sports mode at the tightest junction wasn't a great idea, but yeah, I enjoyed that. I would like to have been able to go further in this today.
Now, in terms of the paperwork, you'd be glad to know that it's got rather low owners, so 2 former keepers, and the current owner, Darren, he's had it since July 2022. In terms of the service history, it's been very well maintained. This is the service history, so it's had its sort of that run-in first health check at 6 miles. Then the first serviced, that was done in November 2018. This was a very late registration car in November 2016 when it was first registered. And then subsequent to that, that second service, due to COVID and a lack of availability in terms of appointment, was done in November 2021. And then subsequently the third service was done in February 2024, and that was done at 41,856 miles. These services are actually meant to be carried out every 2 years or 20,000 miles, and this has, not the McLaren, but the Porsche 718 Cayman has been serviced, you know, as it meant to be, and considering it's still quite low mileage, it's in absolutely mint of a condition. So if you want something in terms of a keeper, something that's rare and something that would potentially only appreciate in value, because currently on the internet, in terms of a 718 Cayman S, there's only 2 of them in a manual transmission available on the net. Hopefully I've made enough of a case for why you should buy it. If you've got any further questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call, or if you just have some questions in relation to some other car that you're buying somewhere else, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and hopefully see you in future videos. Bye-bye.